Let us first ask the guidance of our Heavenly Father for a short prayer. May I ask Jezreel to lead us the short prayer? Thank you, Jezreel. So, before you take your seats, I would like to request everyone to pick up the trashes or any pieces of paper around you, and then afterwards, you arrange your chairs. Thank you. So before we proceed to our formal discussion, let me just check your attendance. Krisa, class monitor, is everybody present today? Very good, everyone. What a great way to start the new year. So are you ready to play a game? Wow, what an amazing vibe you got, what an energetic vibe that you got. You got, my dear students. Are you ready to play a game? Wow, what an energetic vibe we got there, my dear students. But before we proceed to our little game, may we have a review first. So, LJ, what Greek story did we tackle yesterday? Thank you. And can you share a gist of the story? That's right. So it is all about the main focus of the story is all about Alphea's love to Arethusa, even following her through a tunnel. So thank you, LJ, for that input. So, are you all ready to play the game? Alright, so before we twist your brains, may I ask you, are you familiar with constellations? So can you give me some names that you know? Here are some examples of constellations. So we have Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, we have the Draco, Hercules, and many more. So it seems like you are all familiar of what constellations are. But for additional information, a constellation is an area in a celestial sphere wherein a group of visible stars form a particular pattern or an outline which represents an animal or even a person. So these constellations also have their own names. So as you can see here, there are scattered numbers. So what you're going to do is to arrange these jumbled words here. So the game that we're doing is entitled Fix the Stars. So we're going to fix the stars. So as you can see here, there are scattered numbers. And I have here jumbled words. And what you have to do is to arrange them, and those words will be related to our topic. And each word that you arrange, you will receive a star, and then you paste it on the board. And for the last item, you will receive 2 stars. So as you can see here, we have scattered numbers. And what you have to do now is to arrange these words that are related to our topic today. With every correct answer that you get, you will receive a star. And then for the last item, you will receive 2 stars. So, and then paste it on the board, of course. So after completing the stars, you will then connect them to form a constellation. Are you guys excited? Very good. Let's start. So number 1, we have this. Can anyone answer it? Yes, Mika? Very good. Sun is the answer for number 1. So you can paste it on the board, your star. And for number 2, can anyone answer this? Who knows the answer? Yes, Chingwell? Very good. The answer for number 2 is Zeus. So Zeus is the king of the gods and the god of sky and thunder. Very good, everyone. for number 3, we have this. Do you have any idea what this jumbo word is? Yes? Very good, Claire. Number 3 is stars. And for number 4, then we have Krista. What's the answer for number 4? Very good. Number 4 is celestial. And for number 5, we have Krista to answer this. Correct. Number 5 is Clymene. So Clymene is the wife of the Titan Iapetus. Very good, Lisa. So we're halfway done, and the constellation is coming to life. So number 6, we have this. Can anyone answer this? Yes, James? Very good. The answer is constellation. So for number 7, who wants to try? Yes, Honey? Very good. Number 7 is Helios. So Helios is the sun god. So next we have number 8. So who wants to answer number 8? Yes, Hannah? Very good. The answer for number 8 is chariot. So do you know that a chariot is a two-wheeled car or vehicle that is used in ancient times, and it has like horses in front of it, and you stand here and then you drive the chariot. Very good. For number 9, we have, who wants to answer? Anyone? Yes, Dexter? Very good. The answer is charioteer. So a charioteer is the one who drives the chariot. So for the last item, we have Jasmine to answer this one. So what's the answer for number 10, Jasmine? Very good. So the answer for number 10 is Phaethon. For this item, you will receive 2 stars. Now that we have completed the stars, let's connect it to form our constellation. Alright, everyone. So, are you familiar with this constellation? No? So, this constellation is called the Orion, or the Charioteer. So, you may be wondering what's the connection of this constellation to our topic today, right? Alright, so the constellation that we have formed on the board is considered to be a representation of a lost young man, and he has been to harness powers far greater than himself. And that young man's name is Phaethon. So he is the sun god's son. Who is the sun god again? Helios. Very good. So today we will be discussing his story and his adventure. Alright? Are you now curious of Phaethon's adventures, and how the constellation represented him? Alright, so I have prepared a video for you to watch in here. But before you watch the video, I will be giving you these guide questions, and just try to answer it in your notebooks. And then afterwards, after you watch the video, we will be answering it together. So I will be playing the video twice so that you will better understand it. Alright, is it clear, my dear students? Okay, I will give you 5 minutes to copy the guide questions. Are you done, my dear students? students? Okay, so let's watch the video.
Every morning, Helios harnessed his winged horses, unleashed his golden chariot, and set out across the sky. As the sun god transformed the rosy dawn into the golden blooms of day, he thought of those far below. Years ago, he fell in love with a water nymph named Clymene. Together they had 7 daughters and 1 son, named Phaeton. But Helios had a wandering eye. Clymene eventually left him, taking their children with her and marrying King Merops of Ethiopia. When Phaeton was little, Clymene told him tales of his divine father. As he grew into a young man, he took a special pride in knowing he was the sun god's child. However, one day, Epaphus, Phaeton's peer, who was himself the son of Zeus, sought to temper Phaeton's arrogance, taunting that Helios wasn't his father after all. With no absolute proof to the contrary, the possibility bore into Phaeton's mind. He feared that his mother had lied. And who was he if not Helios' son? When Phaeton confronted Clymene, she insisted that his father was the powerful sun god. Nevertheless, Phaeton was seized by doubt, so Clymene sent him off to ask Helios directly. Walking eastward, Phaeton entered the sun god's gleaming palace at last. Once his eyes adjusted to the brightness, he saw Helios' radiant smile and open arms. When Phaeton expressed his skepticism that Helios was truly his father, the sun god only beamed. To dispel all doubt, he would grant Phaeton anything he wanted. Basking in Helios' glow, Phaeton felt there was but one way to prove their connection to the world and himself. He needed to drive Helios' chariot for a day. The sun god's smile dimmed. In his daily journey, he steered his fire-breathing horses through space at top speeds. The task required masterful control to ensure that the chariot raced along its precise celestial trajectory, with a thin margin separating stability from catastrophe. Even Zeus wasn't confident in driving his chariot. Helios begged his son to reconsider, but Phaeton was steadfast, so the god prepared him for the journey. With a crack of the reins, he was off. In flight, Phaeton's mortal insecurities fell away. But soon, the reins slackened in his hands. Unaccustomed to the feathery weight of a mortal, the radiant horses climbed higher and higher. The chariot whirled past constellations, narrowly missing the pincers of Scorpio and the arrow of Sagittarius. With the sun so far away, the earth darkened and the seas began to crackle and freeze. Startled, Phaeton sharply pulled the reins. The horses lurched and the chariot plunged towards the earth's surface. Lakes boiled and forests burned as Phaeton struggled to pull the chariot up, leaving deserts in his wake. Back on Mount Olympus, the gods were panicking. Zeus saw that Phaeton was destined for a crash that would set the earth ablaze, so he hurled one of his mighty thunderbolts at the boy. The horses tore away, leaving Phaeton suspended in the heavens for just one moment before he plummeted to the earth, into the river Eridanus, never to resurface. Phaeton's sisters gathered on the riverbank to weep, gradually metamorphosizing into poplar trees that leaked precious amber into the water. Zeus repaired the earth and created an everlasting memorial, strewing Phaeton's likeness in the stars. Overcome by grief, Helios had hidden himself from the sky, but he soon returned, and every day from then on, as he raced through the heavens, he greeted his son. The constellation known as Auriga or the charioteer, stands as a reminder of a lost young man and his bid to harness powers far greater than himself. Monumental tasks abound in ancient Greek mythology. Take, for instance, Sisyphus, who escaped death twice by tricking the gods. Unfortunately for him, there wouldn't be a third time. Find out how this myth ends with this video.
Did you enjoy watching our video, my dear students? Alright, so let's answer the right questions that you have counted earlier. So, number 1, who is Phaethon's father? Who wants to try? Yes, Elise, who is Phaethon's father? Very good. So Helios is Phaethon's father. Helios is also the sun god. So in Greek mythology, Helios has siblings. We have Selene, the moon, and Eos, the dawn. So for number 2, why did Phaethon started going on an adventure? So why did Phaethon started going on an adventure? Who wants to try? Yes, Erica? Exactly. So after Phaethon's mother, Clymene, told him that he is the sun god's son, he went to tell his peers but then Epaphus, Zeus' son, started to taunt him that Helios isn't his real father after all. So it made him push himself to go on an adventure and talk to his father and ask him if it is true that he is really his father. So for the next question, for number 3, may we have EJ to please answer this one. So number 3, to dispel all doubt, his father promised everything. What did Phaethon wants to do? So Phaethon, thank you EJ, that's correct. That's very correct. So Phaethon wanted to ride his father's chariot. So after he requested this to his father, Helios begged his son to reconsider his decisions because it may be dangerous for him. But Phaethon insisted. He wants to prove everyone that they really have a connection. So Helios had no choice but to prepare him for his journey, but to let him ride the chariot. So for number 4, we have this. What happened to the earth while Phaethon had the sun horses? Anyone? Yes, Calvin? That's right. The earth darkened. With the sun so far away from the earth, it was nothing but a complete darkness. So the seas also began to crackle and freeze. So it was complete darkness. There was no sun. Phaethon was up there, and there was no sun. Okay, let's proceed to number 5. What did Zeus do to stop Phaethon? So, can anyone answer this? Yes, Daniel? Correct, Daniel. So, at this moment, Phaethon struggled to pull the chariot up. And then the gods were panicking in Mount Olympus. But then Zeus saw that Phaethon was destined to for a crash to set the earth ablaze. So he had no choice but to throw one of his mighty thunderbolts at him, and it took away his life. So that's how Phaethon died. And for the last question, may we have Angel What is the moral of the story? Very good, Angel. Thank you so much for that great input. So, alright, class. The story tells us, number one, as Angel has said, to make wiser decisions. Because we are all responsible for our own consequences. Second is to always listen to your elders. It is very important to listen to them and to take their advices. And third, lastly, is what's not for you isn't really meant for you. What's not for you isn't meant for you. Alright? So stop forcing yourself to be in a situation or in a box that you can't fit and use it just to brag it. Okay? And focusing more on yourself and peace is much better than forcing yourself to fit in someone else's shoes. So that ends our discussion, everyone. I hope you learned a lot today. And with that, you will now be able to know Phaeton's journey and adventures and why the constellations Ariga became a representation of him. So, have you learned a lot today, class? Very good. So did you enjoy watching the video and knowing more about Phaeton's journey? Alright, so did you understand our lesson? So if so, can you tell me what we have tackled today? Yes, Janine? And what about Phaeton's story? Yes, Jasmine? Then what happened next? Did Phaeton enjoy his flight? Yes, Mika? Alright, so what did Zeus do to stop him when he saw Phaeton losing all his control when he was coming down to earth? What did Zeus do? Yes, Nikki. Alright, so after Phaeton died, what constellation became the representation of him as a remembrance of the young man? What constellation? What's the name of this constellation? Yes, Albert? Very good. The Ariga or the Chariot Year. Very good, everyone. So last question. What's the moral of Phaeton's journey, Phaeton's adventure, Phaeton's story? What's the moral? What's the moral? Yes? Very good, is to always make wiser decisions. So now that we have understood Phaeton's journey and story, we have another activity. It's a group activity and it's called Complete the Puzzle. So now I will group you into 4 and then we will play 3 rounds. And for each round, I will give you an envelope and it contains puzzles inside it. What you're going to do is to form the puzzle, and whichever group that completes the puzzle first will get 3 points, while the succeeding groups that completed the puzzle but failed to complete it in time will only get 1 point. So the group that will have the highest points will be the winner and will get a reward. Are we clear, my dear students? Okay, very good. So let's do count off. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active participation. I hope you all enjoyed playing the game. and the winners will get the reward later. So, to test your knowledge about Phaeton's story, as what we've discussed earlier, in one-fourth sheet of paper, arrange the proper sequencing of Phaeton's story. So I will give you maybe 10 to 15 minutes to answer this. And yeah, just if you listen very well, then you know the proper arrangement of this. So I will give you 10 to 15 minutes, everyone, to answer this. So before we formally end our session today, may I ask Day to lead us a closing prayer. So thank you, May, for leading us a short prayer. So I hope every one of you enjoyed our discussion today. I hope you learned a lot about Phaeton's journey and his adventure. Remember that when you see this constellation, Auriga, remember, you'll be reminded of Phaeton. So that's all for today, everyone. You are dismissed. Thank you so much.